Our guest today is Barbara Fox, the producer, director, and founder of Mystery on the Menu Theater.
Thank you, Mitchell, and thank you for inviting me to be here today to talk about one of my favorite subjects, Mystery on the Menu.
Okay, Barbara, tell us what exactly is Mystery on the Menu?
Well, Mystery on the Menu is an interactive theater company. We produce interactive participatory murder mystery plays for corporate and private and public events, any day, any time, any location, for any size group.
When and how did you start Mystery on the Menu?
I started in 1986 in Washington, D.C. I'm an actress, and I had been hearing about participatory murder mystery plays, and I really wanted to act in one, but there weren't any theater companies doing that. So I decided to write one myself. So I wrote a play, I hired actors, I contacted a local resort, and I produced and directed the play. We didn't know what was going to happen, but 150 people came. They gave us a standing ovation, and we got some great reviews in newspapers. All of a sudden, I began getting calls from hotels and resorts and restaurants. Can I do a show for a corporation? Can I do a show for a fundraiser? Can I do a show for a party? Can I do a show on a train?
And what happened then? Did you actually do murder mystery shows on the train?
Oh, I did dozens of them. We did the show Murder Mysteries on a private luxury train going from Washington, D.C. to New York, and then later on a private Amtrak car from Washington to Atlantic City and back. I used to say we killed him on the way up and solved it on the way back.
Well, let's back up a little, Barbara. How exactly does an interactive murder mystery play work? How is it different from a regular play?
Oh, well, the play happens in the middle of the audience. The audience actually becomes a part of the show. There's no fourth wall. There's nothing separating the actors from the audience. In fact, in a lot of the shows, the audience actually gets a part. The shows have different themes. So if we're doing lights, camera, murder, the audience becomes extras in the movie. If we're doing politics or murder, the audience becomes the delegates at a convention. If we're doing reunions or murder, then the audience becomes a part of the family, and so on.
So how does a typical play start?
It starts with a scene where a murder happens. A detective takes over, he introduces the suspects, and he says he's going to begin the investigation. During the investigation, the actors actually mingle in the audience. They walk around and talk to people. They share information. They argue with each other. And there are also informers who walk around to the different tables sharing information. Then another murder might happen. The detective will ask everyone to help him solve the murder. And finally, in the last scene, the crime is solved and the murderer is unmasked.
Is there one right answer?
Usually there is one right answer. It might be very convoluted and it might be a lot of red herrings, but there is usually one answer.
And in the other plays?
In some of the plays, the audience gets to vote and choose the murderer, and in those cases, the actor has to learn two parts, one if he's guilty and one if he's innocent.
How many actors are in a typical play?
Usually 5 to 6 actors. But I also do a one-woman murder mystery play where people in the audience become the characters.
Tell us about that.
Oh, well, I tell the story of a crime. I usually play the part of a reporter or a detective or maybe the hostess. And people in the audience become the characters. They are the suspects, the detectives, the informers, even the murderer. They're each given a few pages of the script to read. The parts are simple and easy, and people have such a good time doing it. They love becoming another character.
We need to back up a little bit. In your other plays, are there actors involved? Are there paid actors?
Oh, yes, of course, they're professional actors, and they are given particular scripts to read and lines to read. Nobody is improvising. They have specific information to share.
Can you give me an example of how a one-woman mystery would work?
Oh, well, I'd love to do a short one for you, but I'm going to need a little help. Would you be the part of the detective?
Well, I'm not really an actor, but I'll try.
Oh, good, okay. The play is called Solve That Crime, and I am playing the part of a hostess on a TV show. So I would go to the front of the room after everyone has their parts, and I would say, and now I'm becoming the character, "Good evening, everyone. I'm Roberta Reed, investigative reporter and hostess of the television show Solve That Crime. Every night we invite a particular detective, and he'll tell us about a particular crime, and then you'll try to solve it. Detective Foley, welcome to the show.
Thank you.
Could you tell us about one of the crime?"
Okay, well, the murder victim was William Blakely, CEO of Crumpet Cookie Company, shot to death on Monday, April 12th. The suspects, his wife, Kat, advertising manager Tex Carter, and marketing director Matthew Bradley.
They were the three suspects. Why were they suspects? I think you said that the Tex was the advertising manager, and Matthew was the marketing director, and Kat was his wife. I think Mr. Blakely was going to divorce Kat, wasn't he?
Yes, he was.
And he was also going to fire either Matt or Tex, I'm not sure which one.
Yeah, for prosecuting stealing company funds.
Ah, that's why. Did they have alibis?
Well, we asked them where were they at the night of the murder.
I remembered reading about this. They didn't really have good alibis. Kat said she was at home nursing a sick headache, and Matthew said that he was at home studying the stock market exchange in the newspaper, and Tex said he was at home playing poker on the computer.
That's all the information we have.
That's all the information. All right, viewers, it's your turn. There's a telephone number on the screen. Call that number and try to solve that crime. The phone lines are really lighting up, Detective. Hello, this is Roberta. May I help you? Who do you think murdered William Blakely? Oh, you think it was the wife. All right, thank you so much. Hello, this is Roberta. Who do you think murdered William Blakely? Oh, you think it was the marketing director, Matt. Thank you. Hello, this is Roberta. Who do you think murdered William Blakely? Oh, you think it was Tex, the advertising manager. Thank you. Hello, this is Roberta. What? Oh, well, that's interesting. Detective, this caller says that one of the alibis is impossible. She says because the murder happened on a Monday night and...
Right you are, Roberta. One of the suspects said he was checking the stock market in the newspaper.
But there's no stock market report on Monday night when the murder occurred. That means the murderer must be Matthew Bradley. Is that right, Detective?
Yes, it is.
Okay, then that solves that crime. Tune in next week for another version of Solve That Crime. And that's the way, a very abbreviated version, the way of the one-woman murder mysteries happens.
Hey, Barbara, have you written any mystery books?
Yes, I have. I've written a series, the Murder in the End series. There are 4 books. And another book called Act 2 for 3. It's also available in audio. And a story about how I started my murder mystery career called Murder Mystery and Me. Oh, and I have a new book coming out this year. It's called Murder is Served, and it's a series of short stories that the people can try to solve before they read the solution on the next page. It'll be available this year.
Do you have a website, Barbara?
I do. I have 2 websites. MysteryOnTheMenu.com if you want to know about the murder mystery plays, and booksbybarbara.com if you want to know about the books.
Well, I want to thank you, Barbara. I had a great crime talking to you. No, I really had a great time talking to you.
Thank